A spillover user story refers to a user story that remains incomplete at the end of a sprint and needs to be carried over into the next sprint for completion. In Agile development, sprints are time-boxed cycles, typically lasting 1 to 4 weeks, in which teams commit to completing a set of predefined user stories based on their capacity and velocity. However, not all user stories are completed as planned, and when a user story is not finished within the sprint, it is considered a spillover. The reasons for a spillover can vary significantly. One common cause is underestimation of effort. The team might initially estimate that a user story can be completed within the sprint, but as they progress, they realize the scope is larger or more complex than anticipated. Another frequent cause is large user stories. If a story is too big or lacks sufficient detail, it might be difficult to complete within a single sprint, requiring it to be split into smaller stories or tasks. In some cases, unforeseen blockers, such as technical challenges, waiting on external teams, or system failures, may prevent progress, leading to spillover. Additionally, lack of clarity in the acceptance criteria can cause delays as the team spends time seeking clarification or revising requirements. Changes in business priorities or requirements mid-sprint can also create a spillover situation, as newly prioritized work may take precedence over previously committed stories. Team-related issues such as unavailability due to illness, vacation, or unexpected personal issues can affect a team member's capacity and delay work. Similarly, quality assurance and testing issues can lead to spillover if bugs are found late in the sprint or if additional validation is required before the story can be considered complete. When a spillover occurs, it is crucial for the team to address it during the sprint review or retrospective. First, the team should re-estimate the remaining work for the spillover story. This helps to assess how much effort is left and whether the story needs to be broken down into smaller, more manageable tasks. The team may also reprioritize the spillover story based on its importance and urgency in relation to other stories. If the story is still a high priority, it should be moved to the top of the backlog for the next sprint. However, if the business needs have shifted, the story might be deprioritized or even removed entirely. In addition, the team should consider whether the story can be split into smaller sub-stories to make it easier to complete in the following sprint. If the story is too vague or difficult to complete, the team may rewrite it or break it down into parts that can deliver incremental value. It is also essential that only the incomplete tasks are carried over, not the entire story. This helps prevent confusion in future sprints and ensures the team maintains focus on the most important remaining work. Tracking spillover stories is important for the team's understanding of their velocity and the accuracy of their future sprint planning. Frequent spillovers can affect the team's velocity, the amount of work they are able to complete in a sprint, which is a key metric used to track progress and forecast future capacity. If the team consistently carries over stories without fully completing them, it can lead to a misleading velocity, where the team appears to have a higher capacity than they actually do. Moreover, consistent spillovers can erode stakeholder trust in the team's ability to meet deadlines and deliver on commitments. It's important to communicate openly with stakeholders and set realistic expectations. While some spillovers are inevitable, persistent spillovers may indicate issues in estimation, planning, or team capacity and should be analyzed and addressed. To prevent frequent spillovers, teams can adopt several strategies. One of the most effective ways is to improve estimation. Estimating the effort required for each user story can be challenging, but teams can rely on historical data, story points, or relative sizing to improve accuracy over time. Another solution is to split large stories into smaller, more manageable tasks. Large user stories, also known as epics, are harder to complete within the sprint, so breaking them down into smaller pieces helps ensure progress is made even if the entire story cannot be finished. Continuous backlog refinement is another best practice to ensure that stories are well defined and that acceptance criteria are clear before they are added to the sprint backlog. Regular refinement sessions with the product owner can help the team clarify requirements, identify potential dependencies, and prevent misunderstandings. Additionally, limiting work in progress, WIP, can help the team focus on finishing the work in progress before taking on new tasks, reducing the risk of overcommitting. Open communication between team members and stakeholders is also key. Early identification of blockers or Changes in priorities can help prevent delays and ensure the team remains aligned throughout the sprint. Frequent spillovers can also point to deeper issues within the team's processes or planning, such as lack of collaboration, poor communication, or unclear goals. In such cases, the team should view spillovers as an opportunity to reflect and improve. During retrospectives, teams can identify recurring causes of spillover, such as poor estimation or unclear requirements, and work to address these problems. Improving definition of done, DoD, is also crucial. The DoD outlines the criteria that must be met for a user story to be considered complete. If a story repeatedly spills over because it has not met the DoD, like it hasn't been fully tested or reviewed, the team should reassess the DoD to ensure it is clear and achievable within the sprint timeframe. In summary, while spillover user stories are a normal part of the Agile process, consistent spillovers can highlight issues that need to be addressed to improve the team's performance. By identifying the root causes, re-estimating stories, improving estimation accuracy, and refining team processes, the team can reduce the frequency of spillovers and deliver better results over time. Spillovers should not be viewed as failures, but as opportunities for the team to adapt, learn, and continuously improve their planning, execution, and delivery processes.